The Filter Free Diary. Uh,
Good afternoon. It's 2:14, and I was just saying how appropriate that seemed because we're going to talk about soulmates, and you might remember a couple episodes that had to do with 14 and 2 in February and all that fun Valentine's Day stuff. And yeah, I guess, yeah, just trying to take a symbol and flip it around and turn it into pollination. Yeah, you guys are just so obvious. So obvious. And like the world is just so oblivious because, yeah, they believe that it's a holy job to have children. To have children. And that's not really the holy job. That's making one, right? That's bringing a soul on down. That's not holy. Holy would be zero, would be empty, would be nothing that is used for something. Anyways, so I'm watching a show, and I think I've seen this show before, but I gotta roll a sick amount of J's, so I'm watching a show to keep my mind occupied as my hands just do the thing. And what is it called? Perfect Match? Not quite. Something like that. These guys invent a software to help you find your soulmate, and I just want to take a moment to look at what a soulmate really is, because a soulmate is a belief that somewhere out there is your perfect match. And so, if you have a couple of bad experiences with the other gender, don't worry, hang in there, keep going. Go through every single person in this motherfucking world to find your right motherfucker. And you know what? Boy, women buy into that so hard, don't they? Because the romance and the movies and the Prince Charming and all the bullshit that is like not what a man is at the core. Not really. What is man at the core? No, it's a pollinator, right? We've mentioned that, and if you look at pollinators, if you look at bees, for example, if you look at bees, what you see are three types of bees. Three types of bees, not two types of bees, but three types of bees. Isn't that fascinating? There's worker bees, a whole lot of worker bees. There's drones, a whole lot of drones, not as many as workers. And then there's one queen, just one queen, just one person, one little bee, one big bee out there making all the babies, making all the motherfucking babies. You know what that reminds me of? Like that Aliens movies with the xenomorphs or whatever they're called. There's just one queen making all the babies. Does that mean most of those xenomorphs are probably female? And maybe we haven't seen a male xenomorph? Anyways, moving on. So bees are got one queen, one reproducer, one getting pollinated, and all the other females of a much smaller size, because they don't need to have a zero pocket to be popping out eggs. They could just be, whatever they are, free, right? Something. And they could just do what they feel like they gotta do. And what do they feel like they gotta do? They feel like they gotta tend to all the flowers. and they're tending to the flowers and they're moving the pollen around and they're doing it in a specific way as to hit, the right flowers for the right day to, maximize the ability to be able to find more flowers in the future. There's a whole lot of awesome artistic math happening with female bees if you think about it. Like they have roots, they have pathways, they might even see friends along the way. Like that's an adventurous life. That is an adventurous life. Go get the gold dust and then drink some flour and bring it back. Like, wow, right? And then what do those drones do? Those drones, they don't really work. They don't really have a goal. What do? They grow up and they hope to find a queen flying and doing her once in a lifetime collection. And then they're going to try and catch up with her as fast as they can. And if they can make it, then their DNA gets passed on. If they can't, well, then they just die. And the thing is, at the colder months, towards the winter, right? What happens with those pollinators? No queen is out there flying around at that time, so what do? Do they move on and try and start little hives of their own? No, they can't do that fucking shit. You know what they do? They die. Yeah. The pollinators die. Yep. They get kicked out. Because the workers have a plan and they know what they're doing. Yep. Soulmates. Really? Soulmates? Have a good afternoon.